All right. Hey guys, this should be a pretty short meeting. Um, we'll just discuss what we've done in the past week, and maybe we have to make a couple of decisions regarding the database implementation and the file manager API. So, Victor, would you like to start with your update? I know you've done a lot in the past week. Okay,
Just
Victor,
share
can
my
you hear me?
screen up.
Oh, yeah.
I tried a little bit. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I think my internet is a bit delayed, so I think I have to log down
Yeah,
before.
I think there's a delay.
Okay,
Yep, let's see. Here we go. Do like this maybe, or like this.
here's what I'm currently working on. I'm working on trying to make sure like the user interface is less cluttered, right? Because
Right.
currently, Umar is working on a new feature, very interesting
Yeah.
feature, the GitHub integration, and you can
Yeah.
create repo, you can log in. But I'm noticing that a lot of buttons are right here, and in fact, this doesn't have the deployment button yet.
Yeah.
So if you think of adding the deployment button over here, it's just be very cluttered. So I'm figuring out
Yeah.
a way where we could have some of them over here, so they are
Sure.
like they contain a lot of information and get it working. So this is just a prototype. I'm almost done with it. Uh, I'm going to test it properly. But right now, you could see
Oh, great.
a file explorer, and for the GitHub sync, you can like log in with GitHub. I'm still working on that. You can log in with GitHub
Hmm.
using the exact API available over here, and everything else works out of the box. Also, what I'm going to work on is to allow like more space for users over here. And when they click on like when it's already active and they click on this button again, it's going to automatically like close the sidebar. So they have
Yeah.
more space to code, more space to do what they need to do.
Close the sidebar.
So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
one of the
That's
major things I worked on.
that's huge.
Um, thank you. So that's one of the things I'm working on currently. And let's see, what did I work on? Okay, what I worked on
Can I just
last
add it?
week.
Can I just add something there?
Oh, sure.
I think we could. I mean, yeah, this definitely is a huge improvement over the UI. Maybe we could even add like a settings pane here,
Okay.
or somewhere. It'd be great to have
Yeah.
some project settings, um, where we could change a couple of things, like for example the command that gets run when you hit run, these kind of things.
Yeah. True, true,
Yeah.
true. And probably if you have like some EMVs that you don't want anybody to see, you could
Oh
also add
yeah,
them in the
secrets.
settings. Yeah.
Yeah, we really need secrets. It's not one of our first. It's not like one of the top things on our list, but it's up there. I mean, it's something that will block a lot of people from using this if they can't have secrets.
Yeah.
So that'd be great if we would have secrets.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. So I'm really excited about it. The other things I was able to do last week were the sidebar. What happens was when like you open out of items, it's over fixed
Yeah,
and it
nice.
works. It's a really nice sidebar. But there's some other issues that are rising because of that. I think Akilish sent me a preview of one of the issues it's having um, with the AI chat because I tried to add this cool view to the AI chat also, and a lot of things like sticky position seems broken in
Mm.
this new school view I have. So I'm looking into like trying to solve that. But
Sticky
also looking
position.
into
What's
maybe
that?
just
What's sticky
like
position?
let me see if I can get. So you know the chat has like copy buttons for code snippets. Let me see if I can just get to the
Yeah.
part. So they just get they don't stick anymore. They just go ahead and go to. Let me see if I can play it. Oh goodness man, this can't
You cannot
forward.
fast forward.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It's kind of a missing feature.
Yeah, probably is VLC or something.
Okay.
Save as.
You still there? So, Omar, you said that you are. Oh, okay, yeah, perfect. So, question from Omar. The database, you have the database deployed on Cloudflare, and you have all the tables set up. Um, but when you try and log in again with the same email, it told you that the email exists. Using your info like next public database worker, URL database workers, and storage workers. So how I change the database connection. Yeah. So you need to deploy to Cloudflare, and then you will have a URL for your own Cloudflare um, deployed workers. So, for example, um, that could be something like Omar dot no, or like database.omar.workers.dev. Oh
Sorry
yeah,
about.
exactly.
I have
That's
no clue
fine.
about my internet. I don't know.
Yeah, no problem.
Let me just wrap up as quick as I can. Um. So yeah, this. So there is the video actually sent to me. Um. So you will notice two issues. First, it overflows to the left, and second, the sticky buttons for like the copy
Hmm.
button, the share button for the code editors, code snippets isn't also available. So you see,
Wait,
normally
so
it's better like stick to the left corner over here, but
where's
now
the
it's
button
just
now? Where did it go? Oh, it's over
I,
there. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So those issues are what I'm
Okay.
looking to fixing. So if I can
Okay.
fix it using the normal scroll view, I'll just probably resolve to like CSS. Um, I'll try and match the styles with CSS.
Sure. Cool.
Okay. So that's majorly what I did. Also, I improved the hierarchy for the profile page.
Hmm.
Okay. Now it's taking a bit of time. It's an issue I have with Next.js.
Cool. Yeah. Someone told me that Remix is a lot faster
So
for
it's
local
just
development.
finished compiling.
Right, Victor? Did you hear that?
Sorry?
I said I've heard that Remix is a lot faster than Next.js for local development.
Yeah, yeah, I've read a lot of things about Remix. Honestly, it's exciting. Also, this new framework by this Stack start looks very promising. I love the
What's it
fact that
called?
it's like end-to-end type safe. Tan
What's it called?
Stack start. Let me see.
Stack Start?
Yes.
Stacks.
Start.
Tan Stack. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Hence that I didn't
it's
hear
like
about
end
this
to
part.
end type safe and really really nice.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're not using Next.js heavily at all. I
Yeah,
think if we wanted to change frameworks, it wouldn't take us more than a few hours, maybe less. So that's definitely something we could do.
nice. So let me just go ahead, fill this. Let me add some extra links, like the com, LinkedIn, save it. Taking a bit of time. Now it works. So the hierarchy now more is more coherent.
Mm-hmm.
So you have things that um are meant to be together on the same place. So you have things about the
Yeah.
name, the tag, and other informations on the other part of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's majorly it from me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll also be wondering if um, maybe we could. Oh, come on. Sorry about that. So maybe we could, maybe we could probably work a little bit about on the landing page for our application.
Your friends are calling.
Yeah,
So,
I know. I don't
um,
know. It's,
maybe you should answer that. Do you want me to hide your screen? Here, I'll put you.
so
Yeah, I removed you. I removed you from the call from the stream. Yeah. All right. So back to you, Omar. So your question, Omar, is you have successfully deployed the database to Cloudflare, and the tables exist. And it looks like you have deployed the database worker. Yeah. So all you need to do is change the worker URLs, and you have just given me the answer right there in the chat. You've given me you need to change the database worker URL to the URL that you provided, which starts with OR. Does that make sense? Oh, so you've done that already? Um, okay, you back? Everything all right? Okay, cool.
maybe we needed to work a little bit on the landing page.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Okay, back to you, Omar. So you're saying that even out. Okay, here we go.
So things around that area.
Yeah. So Victor, you don't have to worry too much about this landing page. I'm actually going to remove it entirely.
Okay.
Um, if you notice, going when you go to gitwit.dev and then you click on Start Building, it actually skips this page. So
Oh.
so this page is sort of left over. But tell me actually tell me what your thoughts were. I'm curious.
Uh, No, just to just give like more context about what
Yeah,
they put the application is about, maybe the features, what people are saying about the
yeah,
project, or
yeah,
how people have used it, sort of things
yeah.
like that.
Okay. Yeah, let's work together. I'm not planning on using this page at all. Probably just create a new. I'll probably just create a new one and have that be. Um, Eventually, we want to remove the subdomain sandbox.gatewit.dev, so it's just gatewit.dev.
Oh,
That's the that's
nice.
the idea. I'm a little hesitant to do it, of course, because things can break. But I think it would really be nice, especially with the profile pages, to have that. Right. So don't worry too
Okay,
much about
so
this one.
okay, so finally, an issue I noticed, I think hopefully we could work on.
Yeah.
I don't know how to fix it yet, but I've not actually even like gone into like trying to fix it yet. But I just noticed the issue, and I wanted to see maybe we could like document it for future uses. So it has to do with the. Oh, let me reload. Okay, it's taking its time.
Yeah.
Maybe
Have
I'll
you
just
hit
document it later then.
yeah. If you if you get the time
Oh,
to oh
finally.
perfect.
Okay, so here's the issue I noticed. So what happened is the history of like the code editors are merged together. For instance, if I click on this, then
Uh-huh.
move to this, all I need to do to get to the previous index HTML content is just to do a Control Z.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe that bug was introduced a little over a week ago, and Oculus should be fixing it.
All right, all right,
Thanks for pointing it out. Yeah,
cool.
that's a really um, that's unfortunate bug there, and I hate dealing with undo managers. So hopefully he will sort that out soon.
All right, all right then. So
Cool.
thank you. I think that's
Yeah,
all from my end.
yeah. Thanks for that. We should definitely test out this new interface with people soon. Of course, once we have the sidebar, um,
Okay.
more built up. Seems like it's kind of going towards looking more like VS Code. Cool. So yeah, Omar had just let me just give Omar's update real quick. So he said Omar's getting his local database deployment set up. By
Okay.
local, I mean he's setting it up on Cloudflare, and he'll be editing the Cloudflare worker for the database so that he can access um, so that he can store the GitHub auth token in the user's profile. Um,
All right.
I was wondering, Victor, do you have any opinion about Cloudflare workers? Have you looked much into that code?
No,
Okay,
I've not looked
then
into it that much.
then I won't ask you today. Um, I will just we'll discuss it more another time. Um,
Um,
I mean, so far it's been working. You know, so far so good, and it's much better than Lambda functions for me, AWS Lambda. So I like that. But so Omar, you'll be working on that, and so far Akhilesh has done all the database schema, right? Or did you write some of that, Victor?
Uh, no, no. I usually do like some database schema changes from my end also.
Okay, you did some
But
too. Okay,
yeah, but
so I,
actually just make sure to merge it upstream.
yeah, okay. So yeah, Omar, if you have questions, you can always about the schema because Omar needs to. No, I think Akhilesh already added the column for GitHub token, but yeah, Omar, if you have questions about this, the database, just ask in the group chat because everyone except for me has done it. And okay, the schema should be good. Um, so yeah, that's great. Maybe if Omar needs help with the um, if Omar needs help with the GitHub integration, you can help him out when you have time, Victor. Because I have a
Yeah,
feeling this is going to become a pretty big project,
definitely.
and I have a feeling that the first few steps we were able to get them out in a couple of weeks. You know, the first button, but the last I feel like the last 20% of this is going to take us is going to stretch out because there's so many edge cases with GitHub. The tokens expire, so you need to refresh the tokens. We want the auth to remain tied to the account, and we might even want to have like a settings page where the user can see that they're linked to GitHub. You know, um,
Yeah,
so this kind of there's so many minor details there.
true, true.
And I love that you have that tab on the side because it means that we can start adding stuff like we could show, for example, the status of the Git repo and these kind of things, or like Git commit messages. So um, let me just so yeah, that would be great if you guys can work together. And
Nice.
let me just say real quick what I've been doing.
Okay.
So
Let's
the main
see.
kind of priorities for me have been rewriting of the backend to use E2B persistence. I started this over the weekend, and I have already deleted over 650 lines of code. It is
Uh,
um, definitely the most code I've ever deleted in one day, productively. Um, the entire storage worker, Cloudflare storage worker, is gone. So um, so we are only using E2B for storage, and also like half or more than no more, maybe 2/3 of the file manager TypeScript class is also gone because we no longer need to sync the
manage the
files
files.
with Cloudflare. So yeah, of course the most important thing is that like the E2B sandbox actually persists because if it doesn't, the user will lose all of their files. Um, but we're still going to have redundancy at the end of the day because you guys are going to add the GitHub integration. So even if E2B would have an outage, the files will still be there. And it's even better that we're not storing any user files. Actually, it's more peace of mind for us. Um, so this is actually going to be good. One thing that I haven't thought of yet is that E2B deletes sandboxes after a month of inactivity. So,
Ooh.
but that's something. I mean, that's not a huge deal, right? Because then you just need to run a cron job once a month, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
to ensure that they don't expire if we don't want them to. Um, but but I will be basically working on just adding that code that does the suspends the sandbox and then restarts it. Um, and yeah, that's basically it. I'll give you a quick idea of the code that the code that I've deleted. Um, I haven't tested. Omar, I'll answer that in one sec. So I haven't tested this yet because it's not fully functional. But basically, um, this is the this is the Git branch that I'm working on here. And so here I've deleted the remote file storage API on the backend side, um, and I've deleted a lot of the code from the file manager, everything that was due to Cloudflare. And then this is here I'm deleting the actual worker itself. This one. So this is deleted, and then what else is deleted? And then the README. I've removed this from the README. So um, so yeah, that's the destructive part, and then I will be just adding a little bit more code to make it all fit to make it all sync properly with E2B and make the sandboxes persist. So yeah, really looking forward to having it. And then the final step is I need to go through Victor and I need to test all of the um, all of the file operations in the UI, um,
Yeah.
and make sure that renaming, moving, adding folders, deleting files, deleting folders, everything works
Yeah.
flawlessly.
True.
Um, that
I
there's
think one raised the issue once about the renaming files, deleting files.
Yeah, it's all a mess right now. There's a lot of bugs, but fortunately, many of them will be fixed after this refactor. So then I just need to go through and test them. And then the other thing that I need to test is well, I've forgotten. But one thing that I wanted to discuss with you real quickly was whether we should um, was whether we should lazy load the file tree or not. I'm not sure
So, what are like the advantages of this loading the file tree?
of load. So we have two options. We have load the whole tree, um, and then or we have just load the top level, and then when someone expands a folder, um, load the subfolder. Um, yeah, obviously, latency, but it's not. It doesn't seem like a big issue now because we're loading the whole folder. So that's fine. Um, yeah, no, there's not a huge difference right now. It's more like forward thinking, like because they're both they're both kind of equally feasible. What we do have to think about a little bit is no, it's not a big deal. Um, so one thing that kind of perplexes me is that the source code it's always been like this is that when the backend sends the list of files to the front end, it doesn't send them as a list. It sends them as a recursive tree structure, as a tree. Um, however, we the front end doesn't really use that except to make the tree. So in the file explorer, but I see that as something that could also be done on the front end. Um, the
True.
back end could just send a list of paths to the front end, and the front end could parse that into a tree. That would also work.
Yeah, that would definitely work.
And I'm actually wondering if that code would be possibly simpler, because it's. I'll show you the code that we're using now, and I don't really like it. This is probably the last piece of code that I'm working with that I don't really like it. It feels messy. So let me show you how it works. Here. So
Okay.
this is a backend function called get file tree. I've not tested it, but it's basically the same as it's basically an updated version of what we had. So we're listing all of the files in the from the sandbox using find. This just helps us to distinguish directories from files because find doesn't do that. And then what we do is we cut that into a list, um, and then we basically just parse that into a tree. That's all that it does. So we have two cases. We have file, um, and then we have folder which has children, and then we go on and we go through the whole thing and we
Restrict
sort that
children.
into a tree structure. But I personally feel like this would actually make more if we're not doing lazy loading. Actually, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me to parse this on the back end. You see what I'm saying? Like we might as well just do this part on the front end when we're creating the tree. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's very possible to do that on the front
Okay.
end.
I don't
And
know how the
on the
front end
other,
code looks. I don't know how the front end code looks, but uh, I just feel like this is kind of cluttering the back end code, and it doesn't. We don't use this on the back end. This tree structure. We just use lists of files. Yeah.
I also think the lazy loading approach is also a good idea. So we could, to prevent like the loading store when you're trying to like fetch the
Hmm.
latest files in a directory. I could just prefetch it whenever the user like hovers over the folder name or something. So at least it's way snappier. Or every single time you fetch like for a folder, you fetch automatically 2 levels deep.
Hmm.
So at
Yeah.
least they will have like something to see immediately.
Yeah. That makes a lot of
So
sense to me. Like that makes a lot of sense to me in the long run. Um, and I guess I would like to make the API calls simpler. Um, and yeah, I think that's the main thing. I'd like to make the API calls simpler, and to me, returning a JSON tree of data is not simple. It's very complex, um,
okay.
and it requires a certain schema, and the full path and the file name are separate, which doesn't seem It just seems like a lot of redundant information. So I'm gonna refactor this into like a much simpler function where you can get the paths, all the paths in the in the project, or you can get the paths within a subfolder. Um, and yeah, I think if you could do the recursive stuff on the front end, I think that would probably make it nicer.
So I didn't get what you said.
I just said I think I'm going to change the backend API so that it only
Oh,
returns flat lists,
okay, okay, cool.
and that will simplify the code. And if you can make the front end so that it works with that, that would be great.
Yeah, definitely I will be able to like handle it on the front end.
Cool.
There should not be
All
any
right.
issues.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's try it out. I'm not sure it'll be better, but I think it will be. Cool. Then that's it for now.
All right,
Great.
thank you.
Anything else? Anything from our two viewers today? Any questions? Feature requests, bugs, PRs.
Oh,
All right.
there's
Yeah.
one more thing. Almost forgot. The like OG image, like the open graph images for Sandbox
Oh no. Yeah.
doesn't work. I think it's an issue from Basel or something, but I really don't know.
Is it a Vercel issue?
It's linking to a separate page rather than linking to the main page itself. Let me see if I can just share my screen and just show
Yeah. Yeah.
what I mean.
Look at it now. Oh yeah, I see it. Mm-hmm.
So is there like any guide on how to like get it? Let me
I
see.
don't see your screen, but I do see the.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at the HTML code for the page. So this is a static image, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Next.js has a special syntax for their OG images. So see, it's pointing to like I think a private deployment. So right now it can't be viewed. So if I
Yeah.
copy this, open in a new tab, it won't be visible for anybody to see because it's
Well,
private
yeah.
deployment. It requires authentication for it to work.
Okay. So
Like let's see.
you must be using some kind of environment variable there in the URL, right?
No,
Wait, really?
not that I'm aware of.
Oh, Next.js is inserting that.
Yes,
What?
Next.js does a lot of this behind the scene. Amazing, this doesn't work. Oh, sandbox. Sorry. So if I use like the main sandbox, it works, but this requires permission.
Yeah. Well, that's not good. I mean, yeah, the URL is wrong. So I'm looking in the where. Which can you show me where in the code that you're defining that you're putting that tag? Um,
Yeah, that's the problem. I'm not defining it. Next.js handling it. So all they said in the documentation is to add a forgotten the tag that was called. Let me just check the code.
oh yeah, because I don't
Um,
see Open Graph image.png anywhere in the source code.
yeah, it's just a file. If you can add the file or the image file somewhere. Uh, okay,
Oh,
so if you check the in the app folder, the open graph image.png.
Yeah. Okay. So
As long as you
you
can
add.
add that, it automatically takes it, then adds it
Okay.
to the
Okay. Well, this must
so
be. Okay. I think I might have found something. This is overly complicated. Wow. Okay. What?
Mo gbọ́ tí mò ń pè ẹ́ ní.
This is overly complicated. I'm looking at I'm looking at the Vercel docs here. Let's see. Share screen. No, here. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm looking at this. That's not really what I wanted. Maybe this. Can you see this, Victor?
yeah, I can see it. Next.js is really, really funny.
Yeah, like this is
Always a
literally
special
the most
syntax for something.
this is the most
I
basic
can't
HTML.
just
This is
yeah.
no JavaScript, no CSS. This is just HTML 0. And we need to go through hoops for that. So um, I suspect this would work, but I'm not sure. I don't know why I don't know why it's pulling a private deployment URL. I'm guessing that's the project name within Vercel or something. But yeah, we shouldn't. They shouldn't be using that URL. So here,
Yeah, I'll
yeah,
definitely look into it then. Okay. Yeah, I think someone
okay.
experiencing problem.
Here, okay, okay.
Metadatabase. Oh, amazing.
Now this will fix it,
All
but it
right,
will also
I would.
it will also
I
mess it
think
up
that should
on
fix it.
it will fix it on production, but it will only halfway fix it on localhost because it will still be using this. But maybe you can use a slash here, or you can detect if we're running on localhost, and then maybe you see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If we're
Sure.
running on
So
development, not put that.
development and production.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is not really a good solution for me because it's just like
Yeah. No, it's not.
it's weird.
It's not at all.
All right, good. Um,
All right. Thank
so
you.
thank you all.
So I'll create a PR for that and just get that merged.
Yeah. Yeah, Omar, you had one more question? Type it out. Hopefully next time we meet, I'll be able to merge the yeah. Um,
Okay. I think for that,
mhm.
it's the like
I think
yeah,
that the
you're not desiccated or something.
huh? Yeah,
Yeah, it's not desiccated.
yeah. So I think actually this is a slightly misleading thing. Let me show you, Omar. what you have to do for this. Okay. So you're getting this error from the Cloudflare worker, I believe, right? You're getting an unauthorized error from the Cloudflare worker. So what you have to do, right? Right. Yeah, and that the DB user is coming from Cloudflare. So right. So basically, you need to make sure that when you deploy your your backend, that you have set this key properly. When you deploy the workers, that you've set this key properly. And here in 5 places in the docs, this is written to be this same key. If that's different in one place, then you're going to get an error. So, and if even if it's correct, but you haven't redeployed it, then you'll also get that error. So you need to make sure that they're all correct and all deployed. You need to make sure that they're all correct and that they're all deployed with that. So just double and triple check this, because it seems to happen to everyone. I don't know why. All right. That's it, guys.
All right, James. All right, Omar. It's nice talking to
All right.
you.
Good night, everyone. Talk to you next week then.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.